So does that mean you're a full-time author then?
I love this, you know. Oh, well, you only write in the morning, so you're only a part-time author. The thing is that when you're not writing, you're still thinking about it. So I can be driving, like this evening, coming here, and the traffic, I left 40 minutes before I arrived. That's how bad the traffic was for a 20-minute drive. And even there, I was going, oh, yes, I need to do that. And so all the time, it's still ticking over. And if an idea enters, I'm going to go with it.
So it's not the writing that's full-time, it's the engaging with the audience on social media.
Yes, but also in the background, even when you don't realise you're doing it, I think your brain subconsciously is going through ideas. I know I'll be in bed at night and I'll suddenly see some scene, and I keep a notepad by the bed, so if something like that happens, I can just very quickly scrawl something practically illegible down. But I find actually if I've scrawled it down, I remember it anyway. If I don't write it down, I forget. So you can be doing it at any time. I always have my phone with me and I can record an idea. So when you say you're not writing full time, that implies that the only bit of writing that is the work is when you are sitting at the keyboard hitting keys. And that's actually the smallest part of it. Everything else is happening up here. So it is. It's full time. It's just that the physical typing bit is only going to be 3 or 4 hours a day. And you're not going to be typing for all of that because you're sitting staring at the screen going, where the heck is this going?
So what mistakes have you made and what have you done right so far?
Mistakes that I've made. I guess because I've been writing since I was 10 and I'm 53 now, so I've had over 40 years practice. And I made a lot of the big mistakes when I was, much, much younger. And I've written huge amounts, some of which over the years has been lost, which is a bit sad. Some of which I still have. And that's helped me not to make huge mistakes this time, I don't think. On the other hand, there are things about the marketing where I admit I am terrible. I've always been terrible at that. Even with my parents owning a pub, they were constantly having a go at me because I was far too honest. And a customer would ask me a question and I'd tell them. And then Mum would say to me, no, you don't tell them that. I'm like, why not? But I want the book to succeed because people go up to other people and go, this is a good read. These are nice characters that are engaging, they're funny, they're nice to be with. I want people to share it with other people and say, hey, read this, it's good. And not just say it's good because they know me or because they like me, but because they are honestly saying this is good, this is worth reading. So with the marketing, I'm terrible at. And I must admit that this is one of those things where indie publishing is a pain because you have to do all of it. So the engagement on Facebook, I post regularly what I'm doing, where I'm at, insights that I get into writing and indie publishing. Places you can go for stuff where it's free, thank you. Information that I've learned that I didn't know. So for instance, the other day when I pointed you at how to create a 3D image, a mock-up book.
There's one part of me going, yay, cool. There's another part of me going, I did mine by hand.
You can do it automatically now. But yes, I mean, there's all these things that I've found that have made life a lot easier. So what I mentioned earlier, the punk publishing, that was wonderful. If I hadn't had that, that would have been horrible. I didn't release book 1 until I was already halfway through book 2. Because I wanted to make sure that I kept to a timetable. I don't want my readers sitting around for years waiting for the next novel. Now, once this trilogy is over, I'm already mulling over the next one in my head, and that's going to be of a completely different format because I can't do this twice. And there will be a pause because it is completely different approach. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to restructure. It's the same characters, the main characters, and actually we're going to see a return of some of the characters from book 1.
What's your final piece of advice for authors starting out?
With indie publishing, do definitely go to punk publishers and buy their book. You will not regret it. It is worth its weight in gold. There's no other way of describing it. That will make your life a lot easier. And learn to use the template. Make sure you've got the presence on Facebook and the rest of it. Engage with your readers. I have a fantastic reader, God bless her, Diana, and she has been promoting my book. I swear to God she's responsible for about 50% of sales. And I said to her, you've done so much. I am so grateful. And she said, but you talked to me. You reached out. That made me want to respond. Mm-hmm. This is a good thing. So don't cut yourself off from your readers. Engage with them.
Create a Facebook group or Facebook page for your book.
Absolutely. And keep people informed. I mean, I know Facebook nags you if you don't post. So your readers at blah, blah, blah have not heard from you for X amount of time. Put a post up. But do absolutely engage. And don't just tell us, don't keep saying, buy my book, buy my book, buy my book. For one thing, we get it. For another thing, it would be like it being at a birthday party.
You can still put the link in on every single blog post, on every single post.
Absolutely. But if you're just forever banging on about buying it, that can put people off. But what I'm hoping to be able to do is either release teasers. Once book 3 is done, there'll also be side stories. Mm-hmm. Which aren't part of the main books, but will give people a few extras. So that would only be on the mailing list. I want to engage, but I don't want to do it with this beating you over the head. Mm. What are my suggestions? Write, and write, and write, and edit, and be ruthless with yourself. Don't let anything get by you. Mm. Get your beta readers, the ones who can tell you, that doesn't follow, or that's hard to read, as well as your editors, the ones who say, oi, that's not how you spell it, or that's not the right word, or that's not a pun. It's a wordplay, it's not a pun, or whatever. Edit within an inch of its life.
You spelt estrogara 3 separate ways. Which one is it?
I never did. That one I spelt consistently. So you may still find errors, and if you do, you please tell me. And I will go. Nice thing about Amazon, when somebody finds an error and they let me know, I go in, I change it. And then the next time it's printed, that error won't be there. So I've got no problem doing that. So if people find, some things they may say, well, it should be like this, and I'll sit there going, no, it shouldn't. I know why it's like that. And sometimes you're just going to have to accept that I know what I'm doing.
So are you on Facebook? Or
I am on Facebook. I have more than one, actually. There's Oslac's Odyssey, which is specifically for the books.
It's only going to be Oslac's Odyssey. It's soon, isn't it?
It's Sharon Nay.
Oh, right.
That one's still up there. Well, I've changed it to Shaz now. Yeah. But yes, so Sharon Nay, which is my private one, but I often double up messages between that and Oslac's Odyssey, and Oslac's Odyssey itself, which is specifically for the books. Mm. And of course there's the website.
And who are you hosted with?
It's a tiny little company, but local and incredibly reliable with a fantastic customer service. Guildford Web Services. And I have to say, yes, okay, TJ's a friend. But the quality of service the speed of service. You know, I've been with professional web hosting companies, and you contact them, and maybe if you're lucky 3 or 4 days later they might fix it, and sometimes they never do. But with you, it's typically, even if you're not in, you'll get back to me almost immediately, if not immediately, and the next thing I know, it's been fixed. You're getting onto your laptop or whatever from wherever you are, or phone, and fixing it, and you're out at a restaurant dining with somebody, and you're like, no, I'm going to fix this now. Don't. Like, wow, that's customer service. And you did a fantastic job. I'm very happy with it. I'm better at keeping things up on the Facebook page. I'm not as good, although I've got the blog on the website. I haven't been as good at keeping that up. So most of it's on the Facebook page. But I will be putting stuff up on the website. There will be the 3D image and the sample
that you created.
That I created. Yes, well, you're the Photoshop genius. I'm lousy at that stuff. I have all the artistic ability of a drunken spider. None whatsoever. My brothers are artistically talented in their own way, a photographer and obviously an artist. My niece, fantastic artist. My great niece, fantastic artist. Me, can't draw a straight line. I have to draw with words. And that has always been my creative outlet.
So, I am TJ from Guildford Web Services Limited, and this is
Shaz Nay, author of Oslac's Odyssey, Book 1, Entrapment in Estragar, which is up on Amazon. And if you buy the hard copy, you get the Kindle copy for free. And the Anquarian Alternative, which is being released on the 1st of December. And again, if you buy the hard copy, you will get the Kindle copy for free. And for both of them, the Kindle copy is free if you are a member of the Kindle Lending Library or Kindle Unlimited.